is on fire tonight because of the special guest we have in the studio. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. People listening online right now, all you need to do is go to KXL.com or GroundZeroMedia.org. And there we blast coast to coast with a lot of people listening tonight. Number one in Portland late night. Very happy to be here. By the way, the numbers to call tonight, 1-800-827-0750 or 503-417-7575. So tonight, the last hour was interesting last night. And a lot of people were saying, gosh, why didn't you just do the whole show about that? And I thought, well, you know, I wanted to give people a taste. I didn't want to, shake them too badly. But what we did last night, and if you didn't listen to last hour, we may play a few here tonight because I have a special guest in the studio that knows a lot about EVP, knows a lot about ghosts, and knows a lot about, let's say, ghost adventures, right? So tonight, without further ado, I just want to get to the point. We have in the studio tonight Aaron Goodwin, who is with Ghost Adventures. Many of you have seen that show on the Travel Channel. Probably, you guys are you're all over it. There's a feature movie going to be made, too, or has it already been made about you guys?
Well, we had the documentary we started off with.
Yeah, exactly. And
what's up, everybody out there?
See, how long have you been doing photography for the Ghost Adventures?
For Ghost Adventures, about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years right now. But I've done it for 13 years all my life. So.
What have you just been doing photography, or have you been chasing ghosts?
Well, I started off by shooting just camera, working on film and TV, being a cameraman and an editor, and then just about 5 years ago. I knew Nick for a long time. He asked me to help him out and shoot. They were just going ghost hunting for fun, and come and help shoot it, and ended up all hell breaking loose.
But you're from Portland, right?
I am from Portland.
What part?
Gresham. I've been in Lake Oswego for a little bit. I was from Eugene, Troutdale. I mean, you name it. I pretty much lived here. I went to Franklin High School and Barlow. I went to Barlow High School, Franklin High School, and I love this place. It's my hometown. That's why I came back, and I heard about you. I was like, hey, what's up? Can we talk? And I was like, of course. Anything for Portland.
Keeping Portland weird, right?
Right.
As they say.
Exactly.
So the reason why I brought you on was because of the fact that I was talking about what Hawking had to say. He said that the life after death is for people it's a fairy tale for people who are afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
You've been shooting ghost stuff. You've had a lot of experience. What do you have to say about that statement?
Well, I'm learning more and more every time we hunt. And so, to be honest with you, I think, if your soul left your body would fall. So I think it still goes on. So sometimes I'm wondering if it's not just in our head where we're going to go. But I do believe in God, and I believe in the devil, and so that's the answers we're trying to find, I guess. Just figure out that answer. But I do believe that your spirit does move on, and sometimes it gets stuck somewhere, and so, I think you could be right.
So, have you ever had, in your experience with the Ghost Adventures, have you ever had an experience where, because you're like Zach's bait right there, they shove you out there. They have them go after, Aaron. That's pretty bad. It's almost like you're Gilligan and they're putting you in front of the spider, right? You've had a lot of experiences, and somebody asked me last night in the chat room, they say, how do we know that these ghosts are not demons? Have you dealt with demons and ghosts?
Oh, yeah.
So, how do you differentiate between a ghost, a demon, and something else entirely?
Well, that's the trick question, because, you don't know. And, for example, I'll go into a room where there's children. Well, sometimes demons manipulate as children, and so you don't know if you're sitting there talking with a kid or a demon, but then don't all kids go to heaven? So then, it's all confusing, man. Trust me. I wish I knew that answer, but most of the time,
you have a religious background.
I do. I've been raised Baptist Christian.
Okay, so you're Baptist Christian, and what does ghost hunting tell you? Has it changed a little bit of your belief system? Because I know it's changed a lot of mine.
Yeah, it has. I do believe in God. I do believe in the devil, and I do believe in something else. And I think sometimes that something else is what obviously is what we're hunting a lot, along with, I do think, demonic things. Because we do go to scary, scary spots. Our shows, we go to the spots that are all about the evidence. And people being violently attacked. So most of the time we are dealing with the more evil side of the spirit.
You do. And I've noticed in my experiences, because I ghost hunt, I haven't done it that much lately, because I've been doing this radio show.
In Portland?
What's that?
Hunting in Portland?
Hunting in Portland.
I want to hunt in Portland so bad.
You know where the best place to hunt is? Not Portland. Southern Washington.
Southern Washington?
Oh, man. All those cemeteries out there, those old, like I'd say I call them stamp cemeteries because you go to them, they're about the size of a postage stamp. Like 4 or 5 graves.
Those are the creepiest.
Yeah. And it's true. And all 4 or 5 of those graves are sitting there. You go in there and you do your EVP thing, and they all sound so sad. They say things like, don't go, or they say, stay. And you have to tell them, don't follow me home.
Yeah, well, think about it. If you were stuck out there and you're a small little one, no one goes to that one all the time.
Right.
Not everyone goes except for once a year to visit sometimes.
And then one time I went on a ghost hunt, and I had a friend of mine with me, and she could hear this guy telling her that he was shot here and here and here and here. He was a soldier, right? So we go back to this place and do the EVP analyzing, and what do we hear? We hear a guy saying, I was shot here and here and here. And so she could hear him talking.
Wow.
We couldn't hear it, but she could. And then when we went back, we played it back, we could hear it.
She's pretty good.
So you need an what do you call it, an auravoyant, where people can hear. There's clairvoyance,
Yeah.
where you can see, but there are audiovoyants or aurovoyants where you go in and they can hear voices of the dead speaking.
Yeah.
And so you don't need electronic things. You have
Your body is the number one piece of equipment.
right,
You know what I mean?
exactly. You're the one that's the conduit, and I don't have a phone screener tonight, so I'm doing my phone screening. He's had card problems, so I'll just take the phone here for a minute. So she had the ability, and it was amazing because we went to once again a cemetery. It was a cemetery in near Washougal, I think it was, or someplace. And we also went to a cemetery that was above. It was a Native American cemetery. And as we're going,
sometimes the worst.
yeah, no kidding. As we're going through that cemetery, we picked up a lot of activity. But then I'm doing the recording and I hear, and I'm going, what is that noise? Is that like white noise? What is that? Realize rattlesnakes.
Whoa.
There were rattlesnakes in the cemetery. I ran. Oh, that scared me.
Snakes don't bother me. Rattlesnakes bother me.
Ghosts
I get hurt.
don't bother me. Rattlesnakes bother me.
You're like Zach.
Ghosts don't bother me. Dobermans and cemeteries chasing you through the gates bother me.
Yeah.
We went to one cemetery and also we hear, no, man, we're just running away. We didn't want to get caught. It was horrible. I was thinking, dogs are coming, then security guards aren't far away. Bang, bang, you're dead.
Well, and then they have security all the time, like hidden lasers you can't see. Because I've walked into cemeteries and all of a sudden security has pulled up and made me get out.
What are you doing?
Or chased me out. I'm
What
like,
are you doing?
How'd you know?
It's like the dead are talking. And it's just some really bizarre experiences in cemeteries. And I was doing, there's a place that was here called the Rose and the Raindrop. It was a bar in town. It's now a bank. But a lot of people don't know the heritage of. Did you ever be the Rose and the Raindrop? It's over there on. It's near my father's place. You ever been to that restaurant?
No, I don't think so. See, I moved when I was 21.
Oh, did you?
And so I never got to go to the bars, really. And so
Oh,
now,
okay.
every time I come back, I go to the bars and hang out.
Well, this
See
bar's
what I
gone
can.
now. It's sad. It was a really great bar, but the legend of it is that it used to be a mortuary. So we did an investigation at this bar. We did this at a bar, and it was quite interesting. We did the bar thing, and my assistant, his name was Aaron. He got thrown up against the wall, and he was stuck there. We couldn't pull him off the wall.
Oh, the agent ran in inside that room.
Yeah. So
Wait, you're laughing?
I'm laughing because looking back at it, we were really stupid. I mean, because he's sitting there and we're like doing this test because we went down. They had a crematorium, so we went down to this crematorium below the place. It was like underground. Went to this crematorium thing, and so we both sat there with a what was it? The thing that measures heat. And we were measuring the heat coming up from the ground, and from all of a sudden there was a big spike of heat, and then he somehow got thrown up against the wall, and he stuck there.
Wow.
And he had an asthma attack. So here I have a friend of mine who's stuck with an asthma attack against the wall. It was really bizarre. My guest tonight is Aaron Goodwin from Ghost Adventures. We're just talking shop here with little ghost stories. Coming up, I want to play a little bit of those highlights of those EVPs and see if we can freak Aaron out tonight, because he's always the one. He's the one they always put out in front, say, "Ghosty, ghosty, come get Aaron." Anyway,
true.
if you'd like to call 1-800-827-0750 or 503-417-7575. We'll be back with more. Keep it here on Ground.